Welcome back to this World of Warcraft Let's Play. You're Sambo, and joining us as always is Seraphis, our level 22 Worgen Mage. Hi Seraphis.
Greetings.
Greetings to you too, and of course if you joined us in the last episode you'll remember that we've been questing down here, down south in the Grove of the Ancients, as we're doing a bunch of things. One of them of course is collecting these bear paw herbs here, and of course we also have to go over and have a look at the Twilight's hammer, and of course you might remember that we were going to hide ourselves, disguise ourselves as a panther here, so we are able to transform into a prowling panther over at the Master's Glaive there to sneak in, unlike the old days where we used to have to fight our way in. But first things first, of course, it's these bear paw herbs that we have to collect up, and of course what we're also going to try and do in this episode is get to Darnassus, because we need to empty our bags, get to the auction house, do some crafting, whole bunch of stuff, and also of course learn our new skill. If we have a look down here in the arcane tree, we've got Arcane Explosion, one of the iconic mage skills that you can get. We need to learn that one because we could I think we got it at level 21 or level 22, not sure, but we're only 3.5 bars away from level 23 now, so we're leveling very fast through Darkshore here, the wonderful zone of Darkshore, which I love so much. Crossing over you, got a little bit of lag, not sure why, might be the time of day. It's the afternoon here in Australia, so there's probably a lot of players on. Given that we're in Oceanic Realm, that's probably the case. Anyway, hopefully it'll settle down very shortly. And of course, very annoying that we can't skin anything because we've let our skinning get the better of us, and we need to do that. I'll do that off camera. I'll actually level up our skinning so that we can actually do stuff, because you don't want to be in that position. Don't let yourself get in a position like I have with your skinning where you actually can't skin the mobs in the zone that you're in. Very bad. Naughty Sambo. Anyway, let's get rid of some of these guys. Of course we can lock him down. He's a caster. We can cast our counter spell ability there, which of course interrupts his casting. Good for us. And of course picking up lots of vendor loot at the same time as well, and good old XP. Level 20 these guys are, and unfortunately my counter spell's on cooldown, so I can't stop him casting, sadly. Gotta wait. It's got a a 24-second cooldown, which of course in MMO terms is an eternity. Never mind. Alright, Bear's Paw, 4 of 8, now 5 of 8. Let's knock these guys off.
I don't have a target.
That's weird. I don't know why it's been doing that recently. Been losing target. Shut him down with our counter spell ability. Very handy. And of course that ability is superbly handy in PvP. If you're up against casters, you definitely don't want to have no abilities that are able to lock down your spell casting target. You definitely want to have those. So make sure if you're doing PvP that you're making use of that one, of course. Alright, let's see if we can find these bear paws rather. I think we need to go a little bit further to the southeast to grab some more, which means of course we're going to have to clear the way, clear out these maddened blackwood furbolgs here. And of course that's why we're doing this. We're trying to find a cure for everything, for the corruption, and of course we're trying to free our friend as well. Having a look on the map here, we probably need to head over this way into the Twilight Vale, and of course we're in the Blackwood Den as well. You can see there's all these corrupted blackwoods here, and see if we can see any of our herbs that we need to gather. Can't see any. Oh, there we go, right over there. Right, looks like we're going to have to clear away these guys as well. Corrupted blackwoods there rather. Gosh, so tongue-tied at the moment. I really need some sleep, I think. Right, let's interrupt his Wrath spell. Obviously, they're shamans casting the Wrath spell, which is a typical spell for a chamois, of course. I wonder if we can sneak past. No, we couldn't sneak past there, so we have to lock him down. Good old Frost Nova. Got to watch out to the back of us there. We've got another mob as well. Why is that not casting? That is very annoying. Perhaps it's the lag, not sure. Anyway, just keeping an eye out here for anything wandering around. get ourselves our bear's paw herb. We're up to 6 of 8 now, so only 2 more required for the quest. And there's one over here, but we're going to aggro that guy, so we're just going to drop off a frostbolt, slow him down, and he's going to run to us because of course he's not a shaman. And there's another player. He's going to steal our... Yeah, thanks a lot. He's going to steal our herbs there. Very kind. Gee, say thanks.
Thank you.
And of course that happens. You get some butthead players who just basically are butts, who can see that you're clearing away the path for them basically to go and steal your loot. Of course, it's never really yours in the first place. Whoever gets to it first, no point getting upset about it, but it's just manners. If you see somebody clearing away towards some kind of quest item, don't go in and steal it. Just makes you an arse, which that guy was. Never mind. Alright, this guy's a chamois, so we need to lock him down with our counter spell there, and you can see that's done quite well. Meant that he didn't get any casting off, which is great. Oh! Now the great thing about Frost Nova is you don't have to be pointing at the target. It's an AoE ability, so whether they're in front of you, behind you, doesn't matter where they are, it's going to lock them down. It's going to freeze them in place. Very handy. And just to show you something else as well, if you want to, you can actually ignore people as well. So for example, if we didn't want to have anything to do with that person in the future, we can just type /ignore, and we can type his name in, which is CYRILLIC. And there we go, that player is now being ignored. And we can always look here on our friends list, which is our O window of course, and click on the ignored person there, ignored tab, and you can see that we've got Cyrillic there in the ignored list. Alright, so let's see if we can find ourselves some more bear paw. Trying to find it, he's probably stolen it all, doesn't matter. It'll respawn eventually as we go for a bit of a wander through the Twilight Vale, through this Blackwood Den here, and there's one out in the distance there I can see, so all good. Counter spell.
That's still recharging.
Just silence that mob and make sure he's not going to cast any more wrath on us, because they actually quite hurt. You can see we're down to half health. Probably going to need to top ourselves up with a little bit of food, or at least a bandage. Now the other thing you can probably notice is that these guys are dropping cloth. But what they're doing is they're dropping the next tier of cloth, which of course is not linen cloth, but woolen cloth. So as you start going up, leveling up through the zones, you'll find that the things that they drop actually level up into the next tier. And of course it moves from cloth to wool, which is very handy. Right, trying to find some more here, one more to get. 7 of 8 we're at. Good old sound of clear casting there, giving us a free spell, love that. Great talent to spec into.
Need to target something first.
And I can see some more bear's paw over on the horizon there. Although we are being targeted by something. What is that? Who's getting us? Where's it coming from? I can't actually see. Okay, from down there somehow. That's just a little bit weird. Able to fight his way through. We need to polymorph that guy because he's going to kill us. You can see we've got 55 health left. No good, need to give myself a bandage. So of course the polymorphing just locks them down for a set amount of time. Why did that not work? Let's try that again. Oh, we can't bandage because of course you get this debuff here, recently bandaged, can't bandage ourselves for another 45 seconds. Not sure why that was. Maybe we had a dot on us, and of course that means as that dot ticks, unfortunately, it breaks the bandage. So yeah, that's what happened there, I'd say. Hopefully we're able to get these 32 health. Can we do it? We just managed to do it. That was very, very lucky. Alright, so we need to give ourselves, in a second, another bandage. And we need to go pick up that bear's paw as well. Uh-oh, we've entered combat yet again. This is not going well for us. We are probably going to die, and we did. I'd like to blame the other player for making us go and look at far off places to get our bear's paw, but of course no. Can't do that. We were just basically stuffed then. There's not much we could do. We had our bandages on cooldown. We can't eat or drink when you're in combat. unfortunately, and I've got no healing potion. So yeah, at the end of the day, if we get ourselves in a situation like that, at this point we're just going to have to try and rough it out, or in fact die, which is what we did. Nothing we can really do about it except run away. And of course, in this densely populated area, if we try and run away, probably just aggro more mobs. So yeah, that's the luck of the draw. It's just the way the cookie crumbles. And that's okay. Running back, of course, to our corpse now. We did have a choice there to actually... Whoops. Oh, see, all sorts of weird things going on here. We did have a choice there to actually raise ourselves from the dead at the spirit healer, but of course that means a big hit to our inventory in terms of their durability, and we don't want to do that because that would cost a big lot of gold, and of course also get that resurrection sickness, which is super bad. It means we've got a minus 25%, which is large, minus 25% debuff to all of our stats, which means we wouldn't be able to basically fight for a good 10 minutes. No good. So if you can, run back towards your corpse. There we go. And let's grab this bear's paw, because we definitely want that. And of course you res with half health as well, so you do just want to be a little bit careful that you don't aggro too many things when you release your corpse. Right, there we go. Now let's have a look at our map, see what other quests we've got next nearby. I think we've got the Master's Glaive here. I think we'll head on over to that one. And of course I was talking about this in the last episode. Okay, this is very, very interesting because, okay, this is way different to the way it used to be. Wow. Okay, this has changed heaps, and of course if you've played WoW lots you'll recognise the very tip of this. You'll see up the top there, if we move ourselves around, in fact we'll maybe go down that ramp over there. Let's mount up and take a good look at this, because this is spectacular compared to what it used to be like. So let's hop over here. Alright, so you may well remember the things that used to stick out the top before, let's get to somewhere where there isn't any foliage in the way, was basically this top bit. There was a sword and there was the head there, or the shell we always used to think. That was all that stuck out, so you could never actually see underneath. You could never see the bottom half of whatever it was that was sticking out of the ground. Now obviously because of the cataclysm, this has been exposed more, and in fact there used to be water around here and all sorts of things, and you can tell now the actual shape of the old Titan. Now any of you who have played later on in WoW and done things like AQ, or if you've seen Thun, you'll know that they kind of look like gooey octopus type things, and you can see here his tentacles, the skeleton of this old Titan. And in fact there was always speculation as to whether or not this Glaive was in fact a Titan buried under the ground, and now of course that the cataclysm has exposed the ground and broken it up, you can see that it is, and that's a big sword in its head. So gosh, that's interesting. That's wow. For years I used to wonder what it would look like underneath, and there you go, I got my wish. Alright, so we need to, what do we need to do? We need to survey this area, and of course what we can do is kill these guys if we want to for some XP. In fact, let's just do that to one of them, see how the fight goes. Still can't get over that. That's amazing. We can see the whole bottom part of that. We're going to get a whole bunch of them aggroed onto us. So you know what that means? It means that we have to polymorph one, to turn one into a sheep, and then we'll make do with the other one here.
Don't have a target.
There we go. Alright, let's lock this one down here. Whoa! We've got a faceless one over there as well. Good lord, there's all sorts of things happening here that never used to happen. Wow. Okay, this area has changed a whole bunch. Now of course, oh no! I targeted the faceless one, can you believe it? And of course, if you've been playing Wrath of the Lich King or Cataclysm, you'll be well familiar with these ones. Because of course they're an enemy from those expansions, and now they're wandering around here. Very interesting. And of course they are sort of somehow linked to the Titans, generally found deep underground or in caves. And we accidentally killed a rat there, whoops. So yeah, interesting that they're around here. Okay, what we definitely want to do now is use this ability that we've been given. And you can see now we've turned ourselves into a panther and we're on the prowl. So we're going to be able to wander around here without being seen, just as well, because there's heaps of them. Alright, so we need to spy on these guys. Not sure where. Maybe we have to overhear a conversation or something. We'll soon see. There we go. Why are we digging this thing up anyway, boss? Yeah, so they're talking about digging up this old Titan skeleton. Watch your tongue, worm. You will not refer to Soggoth the Slitherer as that thing, or you'll find yourself eating your own heart for dinner. Now, back to work. Your superiors are watching from the outlook above, and they do not take kindly to the idleness. Excuse me while I have a slurp of tea. Alright, so that's interesting. They've actually given this thing a name now. It's called Soggoth the Slitherer. Wow, and you can see there the full extent of... Oh dear, we need to get out of here. Yikes. That is not good. We've got half the Twilight encampment after us, and it's not going to go well for us. Good Lord. Oh dear, that was bad. So it looks like our prowl actually wore off. Oh dear. Anyhow, we have now a quest up here to complete. I might wait till we've come back to our corpse, until we're alive, to complete that quest. Gosh, that was nasty. Now, I'm not sure whether that was something I did that made our little disguise there undo, or whether that was just a timed disguise. Perhaps it was a bit of both. I'm not sure. Maybe I got too close. Sometimes if you're stealthed and you do get too close, the mobs will recognize you. You just got to be a little bit careful, as you can see there. Gosh, that was nasty. That's okay though. We'll make our way back. All is not lost. Just suffer a little bit of durability damage, and of course if you ever want to check what your durability is, you can just hover on an item there. You can see it in the tooltip. Durability 21 out of 30. So when you do die, your items do take a durability hit, by the way. Nothing like if you take a spirit res, of course, which is a huge 25% durability hit to everything you have. But you can see here our durability is starting to get down, and of course once we res it'll get down some more as well. So here we go, 27 out of 40 for the boots, and we can see that not all items have it, but this one here, our chest piece, Cyril's robes, 51 out of 75, and of course if they get too low, they will break, which is bad. So you don't want broken items, because basically a broken item will mean that it doesn't afford any protection whatsoever, and none of its stats will work. Now, don't worry about having to check up all the time if your items are broken. You'll get a little paper doll figure right where that quest is popped up there, and it will show you yellow and then red, and then if all of your items are red, you'll basically have a little red icon of yourself there. So you don't have to worry about am I going to go need to repair all the time? That will come up and tell you, but of course it's good practice to repair whenever you do get near a repair agent anyway. Right, let's see what this quest is saying. This is dire news, Seraphis. If you're correct, then we best act swiftly and decisively. We cannot allow this Soggoth to be brought back to life. So obviously they're trying to resurrect this old thing, this gooey tentacle thing. So that's no good. And look at that, we've managed to level ourselves to a level 23. Congratulations, Seraphis. Let's give ourselves a congratulatory cheer. Now, by the way, you can actually type congratulate, if I can spell it. There we go.
Fortune smiles upon you.
Yes, fortune does smile upon us as we level up to a rather 23. And of course, we've got ourselves a new talent point, so we'll look at that in a minute. Let's have a look and see what this quest says here around this really cool area. I'm just so rapt about that, because for years, honestly, all we could see was that top bit. I always wanted to know what was under here. Anyway, the cultists appear to be digging out the remains of a being known as Soggoth the Slitherer. Perhaps their superiors on the rafters above have more information. Sneak into the Master's Glaive using the panther figurine and spy on the Twilight's hammer leaders on the platform above. Very interesting. Alright, so it looks like we have to get ourselves up top there. Hope we can avoid being detected this time. That was interesting. Anyhow, hitting the N key, of course, to bring up our talent tree here. And you can see we've got a whole bunch that we can choose from. We've already done our arcane missiles, which increased our arcane missiles by 2. What can we do now? We can increase your speed by 35% for 3 seconds after casting a blink spell, so that would be kind of handy. We've also got invocation. You gain a 5% damage bonus for 8 seconds after successfully interrupting a spell. That could be handy as well. And we also have Torment of the Weak. Your arcane damage spells deal 2% more damage to snared or slow targets. Now Now we've also got another one here where our counter spell also silences the target for 2 seconds, because of course at the moment it's just interrupting them. What I might do is go for the damage after snared or slow ones, because we tend to be doing a lot of frost slowing, of course. So in other words, whenever we use something like Frostbolt or indeed Frost Nova, which slows our targets or roots them in place, we're going to give ourselves a little buff which gives us 2% more damage to those targets, which is fantastic. Alright, so let's head off into the Great Unknown out here into this area with the Twilight cultists as I jump down into somewhere that hopefully I haven't got myself stuck in. Can we leap out of there? Phew, thank goodness. Now, one other thing I've forgotten, of course, is in our most recent episode, we've got ourselves a new vest here. You can see that gives us an extra amount of armor, stamina, and intellect. Unfortunately, it's not going to look as pretty, but we do want to put that on. And there we go, we're now looking like a non-mage, but that's alright. And of course what we do want to do, is put that into our outfits. We want to add that in. So let's add that to our normal outfit and save that. Yes, we want to save that. There we go, so it is giving us more stats. Now unfortunately in WoW there's no appearance tab. Of course heaps of people, including myself, have been wanting that for years, i.e. an ability such as the one you find in Lord of the Rings Online, or indeed a lot of MMOs. What else? DCUO, of course. What else? Rift has one where you can actually equip items for their stats, but have a separate little tab that allows you to, put items in there of how you want to look rather than the stats they have. So in other words, you can have all your ugly clothes that give you all your stats, but you can still look pretty if you wish. But unfortunately, WoW doesn't have that. Anyway, back to being on the prowl. Now it looks like we have to get up there, I'd say. Thaler, the Void Coiler, is way up the Void Caller rather, way up the top. How do we get up there? Not sure. We'll have to sneak through here and see if we can actually climb up the back. Perhaps, I'm not sure. Hopefully none of these guys will see us. Oh, now notice that thing there. That guy there, the faceless one, he has an icon above his head. That means that he can detect stealth. So we just have to try and avoid him at all costs. In fact, that's maybe what happened before when we died. Perhaps one of these guys wandered past and detected us. Just got to be very careful. And wow! Okay, all this is new over here. This is not something I've seen before. We've got some Murlocs over there. Hello, Murlocs. Wow, and there's some digging archaeology stuff going on over there as well. Okay, that's obviously stuff that's been thrown up in the cataclysm, come up to the surface. We definitely need to head over there so I can show you some archaeology. That is new, and unfortunately it's going to put a damper on us heading back to Darnassus, because we've only got 5 minutes left in this episode, and of course I'll really want to show you the archaeology in the beginning of the next episode, so whoops. And I hope we don't level too fast. Hang on, let's just have a look here. We've got till level 25 until we have to do our next dungeon too, so that's okay. So we should be alright. There's always something to do in WoW. Always something popping up. Always something cropping up. There's just so much content here. It's not funny. Uh-oh. Okay, this could be bad. We have to get out of the way. Yikes. Aha! Oh, well I'm glad that happened, because it looks like this is a little path up the dig site around the outside of the remains of this Sothos the Slitherer, or whatever he is. So that was quite handy to get sort of taken off there. I was actually going to go around the back way. So as always in WoW, pays to explore. Half of the puzzle is trying to figure out how to get somewhere, as we get a nice view up here too of those new ruins. Well, that's a bit of a weird thing to say, isn't it? They're not new old ruins, but they're newly appeared over there. And of course it makes sense if you look on your map that that's where there would be an archaeology dig opportunity, because of course they've been brought up from the depths, all those old ruins. Of course you're going to find artifacts over there, so really excited about that. And very cool how this whole coastline has changed. Well, not just the coastline, but of course the entire zone. Anyway, here we go. We've got Doom Speaker Trevelyan or something. Trevelyan, yes, and Thaler the Void Caller. Our men are almost finished unearthing the Great Soggoth. Is the ritual ready? Not quite. We'll need a great many offerings of sacrifice before the herald of the old gods roams the land again. Do not worry. Like I said, our men are almost done unearthing the slithering one. They will make for a suitable and even voluntary sacrifice. Soggoth will rise. Gosh, that's a bit nasty, isn't it? Wow, so obviously they're going to use their people, their slaves, what are they? They're trying to find one so I can click on one. Anyway, they're minions that are actually doing the digging for them. They're obviously going to make them a sacrifice. There we go. These guys, a Twilight worker, sacrifice for this thing and bring it back to life. Gosh, that's really nasty, that is. Alright, so I think we've got a whole bunch of hand-ins now, so we just have to make our way back down sneakily, stealthily, and of course once we do that we can head on over in the next episode to check out those ruins before we then go and hand in all of these quests. So much to do, such is the busy life of a mage in WoW, and of course there's all of these copper veins that are laying around the place as well that I just can't quite get to at the moment. You can see one over there in the distance. Breaks my heart. Yeah. Right, now can we jump down here without breaking stealth? Yes, it looks like we can. So hopefully we can just sneak through here. Ooh, getting nasty. We may not be able to sneak past this. Oh, yep, we did. I don't think we're going to be able to mine that though, because it's going to break stealth, of course. There's far too many enemies about for us to be able to do that. Now, why can't I sneak through there? There we go. Alright, wanting to avoid the faceless one, of course, and hopefully sneak ourselves out of this Twilight encampment here at the Master's Glaive that has changed so much. Gosh, it's just radically changed. Of course, if you have played WoW before in the past, you'll recognise all these changes as well. Right, let's mount ourselves up, get the heck out of here. Yay, we made it! Awesome! Over to these new old ruins. What do we got over here? Oh, a bunch of... Oh, that's what this is. Rem Trevel's excavation. Oh, good lord. Okay. Oh, and there's quests over here as well. Okay, again, if you have played WoW in the past, you will recognize this area as well. Of course, this was a dwarf and I think his daughter or partner, I can't remember, who were doing excavations over here, and you had to do a bunch of quests down in there. And of course, back in the day, it wasn't filled with water. It was something that you'd walk down here in and meet up with the dwarves. I wonder if... Ah, here they are. All right, so archaeologists are here. So yes, it was for the Explorers League. There he goes there. Prospector Rem Travel was the person that you were having to do the exploration for, and you had to in fact escort him around in the old ruins. Now they're underwater, and it's good to see that they're still here. So obviously a bunch of quests for us to do when we come back. So that's for next time, folks, as is our archaeology digging, which is just nearby. So we'll definitely catch up on those in the next episode. Certainly hope you enjoyed our sneaky, stealthy shenanigans in that episode. More importantly, of course, hope you'll join us in the next one, as we're now level 23. We absolutely need to get back to Darnassus, do some training, get our new abilities, and of course sell off our stuff and pay a visit to the auction house. So certainly hope you'll join us then on, and in the meantime, of course, it's myself, Sambo, and Seraphis, our level 23 Worgen Mage, saying take care, hope you're having a great day. We'll see you later, and bye bye.